Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Regulars will remember my attempts to bring the Trugs to life. They featured in the first ever Bleep and Booster episode in 1964, where they kidnapped Bleep and Booster, and also appeared in the Blue Peter annual, the first annual, which was also in 1964, around Christmas time. One problem was that they were very small, so there was a problem with the moire patterns, if I'm saying that right. So had problems getting them to be upscaled, but used gigapixel AI to do that, and also some astrophotography software, Astro Image. Claimed at the time that I'd produced an animation, but that really is a little bit rich because all I really managed to do was to take each individual image of the Trugs and put them together in a stop motion animation of sorts. Well, they kind of move, so it's something, I suppose. But we've made big progress since then. I've been working hard on learning how to animate properly using Cartoon Animator 4. In a previous video, I did have some success doing it with Booster. The character wasn't really rigged properly. In other words, the bones fitted in and the way I cut up the sprites, i.e. the individual parts of the figure, so I could only really do very minor movements. There's a fantastic feature in Cartoon Animator 4 whereby you can, with a properly rigged character, you can import preset animations, and you just drag in the preset and the creature will jump, dance, roll, dozens of different actions, and you can also adjust those yourself afterwards. But it did not work with Booster. When I tried it on him, he basically exploded. All the different parts went in different directions. So it has to be exactly right for it to work, which is what I've spent several days doing on the Trug. You can see on the right the sprites, cut out the arms and legs and head in Gimp, put them together in Cartoon Animator and made sure that the various layers were correct. And it worked, which is a great skill to have going forward. So animating him this way is possible, and I'll be doing lots of that. But if we can get some help from the software, well, so much the better. So after creating the correct rigged character, I dragged in the dance preset and got this. Again, not perfect, got some issues with the joints, but my goodness, it's a step forward. And then I got him to roll. Okay, so back to the scene that I really wanted to do a good job on with the animation, which is the scene where the Trugs have hijacked the space scooter, have spotted Bleep and Booster, and have surrounded them in an attempt to kidnap them. And at the moment, they are taunting Bleep and Booster, and then they call in his father, Bleep's father, to come and rescue them. I'd already cleaned up the background for the previous video, but it is still a quite limited scene to put in multiple characters jumping about, which is what I wanted to do. I wanted something panoramic, a widespread that the creatures could come alive in and breathe in, so to speak. So I went into Midjourney AI. With Midjourney, you put in a prompt and it will create whatever you tell it to create. The best way to do it is to use the image plus a prompt, plus verbal prompt. So use the image as a prompt and then add in further prompts. I'm getting better at doing that to get the result that I'm looking for. So I put that image in and I put in this prompt: alien panoramic landscape, cartoon style, tall spiky pale blue mountain range in background, desolate cratered foreground, dark blue sky full of stars, distant ring planet in the sky. And it came up with several very interesting images. I did like this one, big craters in the foreground, but I thought it's perhaps not a good one to have the Trugs jumping about on, so I settled on this one, which has the advantage as well of having a very nice foreground, because I want to start getting into sense of movement with some parallax movement of the difference between foreground, midground and distance, again to get that sense of scale. So I thought I'd put Bleep and Booster in the foreground setting. So here's this image from a different book. And then I cut out the foreground again in Gimp and added Bleep and Booster in. So you're now ready for the final animation. The imagining of this is that this is the point at which they've been spotted by the Trugs. The Trugs are already taunting them and are beginning to move towards them and run towards them to capture them. You can see that with a bit more experience, this is going to be a very, very straightforward way to make complete cartoons, animated cartoons, using the original artwork from the fantastic William Timmin. So there'll be plenty more to come, and thanks for getting this far, and here is the actual animation.